Aloha, my good people. Yes, it is That's it. The shocking, shocking intro. Because we are doing something new today. We're in the middle of an experiment. The rule is get rid of your intro. So we're going to get rid of the intro. I know that some of y'all are like getting ready to get your dance on. Y'all were waiting for the intro. It's gone. Today we're going to talk about some of the things that this one's a little contentious for a lot of people because it has been said over and over again for years and years and years. The best way to get things done is to write it down. I know a lot of people out there are in the to-do list camp, and I want to tell you why you should also make a to-don't list. All right, so one of the first things I want to say is that, now listen, I say this every time, but some people are new. Some people are watching this in replay. They never seen me before, so they won't understand. But your excuse is valid. I want to go ahead and give you permission to have whatever excuse you're going to have. Your excuse is valid. So what? That's the way we say it around here. So let's get started. One of the things I want to tell you about the to-do list and, well, the to-don't list for that matter is one of the first things you should be on your to-don't list is don't check boxes. I know there's a struggle when it comes to that because we have been told forever and ever and ever about checking these boxes. But to me, it basically leads to a very crushing self-image, right? I've been listening to a lot of creators starting to have realizations about the way that they've been operating. And I want to say for myself, I guess luckily I was always somewhat of the curmudgeon of doing things the way everybody else does it anyway. So I've been doing things slightly different and I don't have the same visceral reactions right now. And I'm not saying that it's better. I'm just saying that it's different. I have never been one to feel like I got to do the same thing everybody else is doing because if I'm not doing it, then that somehow is a judgment on my success. I know a lot of people get caught up in that, right? We talk all the time about the like toxic self-comparison. So to see my creator friends talk about reaching a certain milestone or reaching a different milestone as a metric for success. Nah, man, I've never really been about that. I think you have to define the success yourself. And when you hit it, good. And when you don't, start all over. Don't worry about it. Yes, I'm looking all over crazy for a glasses cleaner because I got my glasses today, but I can't see. Anyway, so yes, having the toxic guilt of not reaching a metric that's maybe not even real, that's maybe falsely put together, that's maybe you comparing yourself to someone else is really, really bad. I hear lots and lots and lots and lots of people talk about I'm trying to say this in a way that won't make everybody go running for the hills. I hear lots and lots of people talk about the to-do list from a way of, getting things done. And in a way, I am still very big on GTD, but you have to make modifications to any of these systems to match the way you do things. And I have to say that with a grain of salt and like a heavy grain of salt in my mouth, because the other problem with systems is people will adjust them to the way they do things, and maybe that way is not working. So whenever you adopt something, you have to also be really, really good at checking yourself. A scholar once said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So What do I mean by that? Sometimes the things that you're saying, but I have to do it this way, is just an excuse. And you are the only person that really knows that. You have to know when you're making excuses and sort of when you're not. Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna reach out to the old chat for a second. I'm gonna ask everyone in the chat here on the live stream today, what do you think is the most distracting thing in the world today? And I'm going to ask that question because I can almost guarantee you I know what the answer is. And I just got to leave it at that. What do you think is the most distracting thing in the world today? I'm going to take a quick sip of this water while you guys do this. Ooh, ooh. Discord for Creator comes out the gate with an amazing one. I don't want to put it up real quick, but I will. I will get to the common answers. I'm giving it a second to work its way through. While it's working its way through, I want to remind everyone that has signed up for the Mastering Interviews course. Thank you guys so much for signing up. We are officially on to the next tier. The last person slid in and got in yesterday, so it is super dope. Okay. I'm actually proud of you guys. You guys picked a lot of stuff, but the two people picked the most common answer. Paul picked the most common answer, and Avars picked the most common answer. And honestly, my favorite answer is Keely's answer because, yeah, I kind of agree with that one, the hardest one. The truth be told is every one of you that said social media, welcome to the everybody list. Welcome to the people who saw Jaws as a documentary list. The Social Dilemma was the biggest piece of shit film ever created. It has so many people scared and so many people freaked out, and they told exactly, not a little bit, not kind of sort of, they told exactly one side of the story. And I'm willing to fight anyone on this, not fisticuffs, but I'm willing to have long, heated discussions about it. Social media is not a problem when you are guided, when you are on purpose, when you have intent, when you curate your list, when you make sure that you don't watch the crap that you're not into, when you don't allow it to be a distraction. Now that everyone has told themselves what is their distraction, I'm going to ask the next question. What is the opposite of distraction? I want to know right now, what is the opposite of distraction? People in the chat, I'm going to give you a second to fill that out while I explain my bitch about social media. Everyone is doing something. Everyone's running left, you should run right. You should always keep that in the back of your head. If everyone is running left, you should probably run right. Because in a way, this group thing is what got us jacked in the first place. Here's what's funny. Here's exactly what's funny. This week, I can put money on it. This week in a boardroom of a major company. Let's pick somebody. I don't have any takes. I don't drink soda, so I don't have one. But this week in the boardroom at a company like Pepsi. I'm not saying Pepsi specifically. Let's pick a company like Pepsi. The marketing team comes in and they go to get approval on a TikTok campaign. right? So they got their boards together, they got their slides together, they got everything together, okay? They bring in their third party consultant, they sit down, they start the meeting, and the boss has been on vacation, just came back, he's talking story. He wants to do a catch up, right? This is that quarterly marketing meeting. Here goes the catch up. Hey, Dave, man, like, how's it going for you? Oh, good. Just came back from vacation, and oh man, so how are the kids? Man, I gotta tell you, I was so kind of a little bit irritated at the kids. Oh, why, Dave? Tell me why. And then Will says, well, we went on vacation, and I swear to you, they spent their entire time head down in their phone on social media. Like every time, we go to this grand location, there's something I want to show them. Like we roll by this, this statue or this museum or this something, and their whole time they're down in their phone. Or, we go out to dinner, we go to these epic restaurants, whatever. The whole time they got their head down, they're down in their phone. These kids, man, you cannot get them away from the social media. Every time their head is down in the phone. And then Will is really, really pissed that his kids spend the majority of their time neck down in their phone. Okay, so then Dave Harvey, different Dave, you always got two Daves in the office. Dave Harvey says, okay, here goes the proposal. We are going to take $1.8 million and we're going to put it into this TikTok campaign because we're going to bring back Pepsi Clear. And we've worked with a couple of influencers. We got some UGC stuff set up. Like, I think this is going to be epic. We should be able to sell 40 million cases of Pepsi Clear for the holiday season. And then Will, the CEO, says, oh, man, I don't think that can work. I think we should put it in TV. I think we should put it in radio. I think we should put it in a magazine. I think we should lather it over the side of a NASCAR. Do you effing hear yourself, Will? Will, are you out your mind? You just got finished complaining that your kids only head down in the thing for social media. Will, you're an absolute idiot. You just said kids head down social media 24/7. And you're advertising and you don't want to put the money in social media. Will, you're a dummy. And this is what everybody is doing. Everyone is busy talking about why their kids are head down in the social media, but they're not asking why are they not garnering their kids' attention. What are you doing to garner their attention without just putting a limit? Limits don't work. Limits piss people off and make them want to go around it. I told that story because most of you guys think the opposite of distraction is focus, and it is not. Most of you guys think the opposite of distraction is head down beaver work. It is not. Let's get Latin for a minute. Dis, D-I-S, means apart. Distance, distance, further stance. Here's our stance, here's our stance. This is stance, this is distance, right? Dis means apart. To hear means to pull, to draw, right? So to pull means to pull. The opposite of distraction is traction. They have the exact same root word, to hear. Traction, to pull, to draw. The opposite of distraction is traction. And guess what is the ending of both of those words, people? Action, for real. Dun, 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 dun. Action, right? The opposite of distraction is traction. Action. Action with grip, traction. Right? So action with grip. And what are we using for grip? Goodyear 921 radios? No. F1 water tires? No. What are we using for grip? Purpose, intent, purpose, intent. Say it 3 times and they will remember it. Purpose and intent. So, how do you do this? You build yourself an implementation and intention list. These are the things I want to get done today. This is how I'm going to implement, and this is the intention I'm going to have as I do these things. That is different. Just making the list of things that you're going to do and then get to the end of the day and realize you haven't done them and then beat yourself over the fact that I haven't done them, that generates the toxic guilt culture. That crushes your self-images. That reaffirms your negative thoughts about you having the inability to get things done. At the end of the day, when you check yourself before you wreck yourself, did I do what I said I was going to do without distraction? Did I do what I said I was going to do without distraction? Yes, success. No, let's work on that. Did you do what you said you were going to do without distraction? Yes, gangster, do it again. No, all right, how did I miss? What can I do to fix this? We got this. Those are nighttime thoughts, right? Here's the other thing I got about distraction. I'm going to check on y'all in the comments in a second. I'm going to leave this stuck where I'm at so I can get back to it. This one pisses me off majorly. I'm like, you said that such and such is a distraction, but what exactly is it distracting you from? Most people are so unguided that they will follow the massive and say that social media or Netflix or Hulu is a distraction. But what exactly is it distracting you from? What traction are you losing by using that? Most of y'all are in business. Most of y'all are in the business or creating a business or growing a business or starting a business. Why would you negate the most positive tool in business today because Cosmo told you to? Because GQ told you to? Because church told you to? Tell those people that be dissing social media to shut up. That is not the answer. If you are starting a business today, completely devoid of social media, you will probably fail. The most important currency in the world, time and attention. Not money. With enough time and enough attention, you can regain all the money you lost yesterday. You could empty your bank accounts today. But if you had time and attention, other people's time, other people's attention, your time and the attention to other people's wants, you could regain all of that money back today. Every single one of you guys in this thing could make $1 million before I finish this stream if you had the attention and time of everyone in here. If I said to you, scroll, let me see a name in my list, Keely. I'll pick Keely because she understands me. Keely, I have 3 million people sitting here at 8:25 a.m. Honolulu time that will give you 2 minutes to talk about your Discord for Creators services. I got 3 million people stuck here. If you can talk to them for the next 2 minutes and convert 10% of that, How much money would you make at $4.97 a server? I think that's what she charges. Don't get me wrong about her pricing. I'm just using it. This is using a thing. See, with that time and that attention, if I had the attention, of 3 million people and 2 minutes, and I say, Keely, spit your Discord for creators thing out to them, if she could get 3% of that 3 million people to sign up for her consultation at $500, she would be not broke the next day. You see what I'm saying? So y'all are like, social media is harming. No, it's not. No, it's not. Put out bad product, you get bad attention. Believe the bad crap everybody else tells you, you get bad traction. You are probably like purposely ignoring certain platforms because somebody told you that it was a distraction, but distracting you from what? What if instead of being a social network consumer, you were a social network creator? What if the opposite of darkness is lightness? What if instead of sharing the hate, what if instead of sharing the bozacity, what if instead of sharing the negativity, you were on social media sharing the light? What if you were bringing the positive? What if you were bringing the uplifting? What if you were bringing the calm and kindness and peace? What if you were sharing that instead of sharing the trash? What if you were focused on that instead of yay? The minute I see a post with yay on it, I slide right past it. On YouTube, I click not interested. There's a button on YouTube, not interested. If I have a friend who posts 3-4 articles in a row about something ignorant, I unfollow them. That doesn't make them not my friend. I just don't want to see that BS on my joint. I'm just saying. I'm not saying live in the bubble. That's ignorant too. But curate your feed, people. Keely and I talk about this all the time. Twitter is actually dope. It might not be dope for long, but Twitter has been dope for a long time if you curate. Now, God, who knows? But don't care. I'm not going to freak out until, Elron does something ignorant. More ignorant, I should say. He already did something ignorant. I'll give him a couple ignorant strikes. Anyway, getting back to this to-do list. Here's the problem with the to-do list. We get our little to-do list. We ramp our to-do list. What does that mean? We pick the easiest stuff on our list and we try to get those things done first. Meanwhile, the most thing that moves your purpose the most, the thing that deserves the most intention, the thing that will get you probably the most traction is down on your list. And you don't do it because you got all these little things that you can do, right? One thing that I can tell you, if you are about trying to get the most done in the least amount of time, calendar people just finish more. If you go on your calendar and you say, I got this hour for this hour and this hour alone, I'm going to clean this. You're fine. What happens is you start cleaning and then it's 3 hours later, you're still cleaning. If you start cleaning, you got to get, unless it's like a chemical problem or whatever, hey, you got to be like, I'm done this hour. I'll put cleaning back on in a couple more days and then I'll finish. And yes, it takes you 6 days to finish a project, but it's better than giving yourself an hour for cleaning and then clean for 6 hours straight and then don't do the other stuff that you thought you were going to do, because maybe cleaning is not going to move the needle on your purpose any further, right? And I think the majority of us do what I like to coin as reactive work. reactive work. You can't. Like, I'm doing this, I'm on purpose, I'm fully drilled in, I'm building this site, I'm going down the list, email comes in, the email says, blah, 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 blah. And then now you're like, man, the hell with you. Then you start going back and you start answering that. Or the email says, hey, I need you to do this for me right now. No, you don't. Why? Because you didn't schedule it. And I don't operate on your time. Even some of you who are gainfully employed, you got to set boundaries with your people. I don't operate on your time. If you need the Sean department to do something, you need to schedule it within the constraints of the Sean department. And if you can't do that and you continually disrespect me, then we're going to have a problem. They don't get to just come on your desk and drop 17 folders and be like, do this. Even your boss. You'd be like, boss, in order for me to be the most effective and maximum employee that I am, I need things handed to me in a certain way. Now, you got options. You could do it the way you always do it and crush the productivity, or we can meet somewhere in the middle and get dope productivity, or you could do it my way and get maximum productivity. I'm going to give you all these options, and you can take one you want. And if they don't respect that, you probably need a new job. If your job call you after hours and you are not a first responder, they don't respect you. If your job constantly calls you after hours, hey man, hey Sean, I need you to cover this shift because we misscheduled. You misscheduled. You effed up. Now you want me to cover a shift? No. All right. Make room in your calendar to have reflective time. Make room in your calendar to do nothing but think. Jesus people call it praying. Do whatever you want, but make time in your calendar to do some reflective work. Do not spend too much time on your to-do list. Do not ignore yourself. Run that back. Do not ignore yourself. Do not ignore the time you have to spend with your friends and your family. Put limits on it, because some of your friends and family ask too much. They ask too much of you, and you give it because you feel you have to. Talk to them. Tell them what you're trying to do. Tell them what you're trying to grow. They will give you the leeway. If they don't, you need new family. You can cut family members off. They can get cut off just as quick. And this one is the hardest one for me. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen. This is the absolute hardest one for me, and I struggle with this every day. But I'm going to go ahead and capitalize this because this is funny to me. This is definitely a problem for me. All right, I'm sorry I had to stop and retype this because I'm doing this for myself. I need to pay attention to this. Yes, do not have PEEVES as pets. I have lots of pet peeves. And I can get completely distracted by them. I can get completely on a tear and wanting to fix them. And it drives me crazy. And I'm having to learn to let stupid people be stupid. I have been trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho and stop stupid people from being stupid for so long, and I'm gonna start to have to learn to give up. The people who do not want to learn from what I am teaching them, I've got to learn to let them go because they don't deserve me as a teacher. I've been working really, really hard. I've been fighting. I've been banging my head, and catch 22, they be like, Doc, let it go, Elsa. You always tell us, let it go, Elsa. Rich is like, why do you spend so much time trying to get so-and-so to step up to the plate? If they're not going to step up to the plate, dust them. If you are the pitcher, and they are the batter, and they're not swinging at these home run potatoes that you are sending across the plate, Doc, dust them. hit them with the freaking pitch and walk them. If you don't understand the sports ball reference, your name is Keely Dunn. I'm just joking. Do not have PEEVES as pets. I can't tell you. And the other one, this is a big one for me. Actually, let's capitalize this one too. This is a big one. Don't try to be flawless. It's hard damn work. It's absolutely hard damn work. I be trying. Look at me right now. I'm trying to get this damn thing in the center. Like, not even important. Do not try to be flawless. Learn to let some of that stuff go. Like, that's on that don't list. Don't try to be flawless on your list. Put don't fester on decisions on that list, and put don't fester on mistakes on that list. This week, I would love to tell you every time I'm going to come out here and I'm going to tell y'all what I did wrong. I launched the freaking course and it was dope and it was amazing. And you know what I did? I went into my mastermind group and I was like, damn, y'all, I can't believe I slept on this for that long. I really screwed up. I took too long to do this. I should have did this a long time ago or whatever. And Pumpkin was like, Doc, what? Shut up. Huh? You did it. Yes. So now was the time for you to do it. No, but I should have did it like 2 years ago. Da-da-da. He's like, huh? Listen, mate, you did it. Shut up. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Then, Keely pops on. Man, you know what, Keely? I should have did this a long time ago. Da-da-da-da. And she was like, but you did it now. So be happy you did it now. Now is the right time. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I should have did it earlier. Doc, shut up. See? Fester on mistakes, fester on decisions. You can't do that. Like, I catch myself. Like, some of the stuff I'm telling you as a reminder to me. Okay? The last one I'm going to tell you, and this one is it. This one is absolutely it. And then we're going to get into the comments. Let me give you the last one here. I'm going to put this one up on screen too, because this one is important. Don't later. Don't later yourself. It's easy to like look at the bottom of this list of things you told yourself going to do, and then you later it. And then it's festering, it's bothering you, it's upsetting you. Do you know what the number one cause of stress is, people? Broken promises. When you told yourself that you were going to do something and you didn't do it, it bothers you. It creeps up when you're trying to sleep. It bothers you when you're not ready for it. You got a free, ample moment where you could be doing that research or doing some work or whatever. It starts to bother you right then and there. That's when it creeps in and it says, hey, you're supposed to do this and you didn't do it yet. Da-da-da-da. You know, yeah. So you can later yourself to death, and you can later yourself to a point where it keeps you up at night and it causes you problems. Like, it really can get out of hand. So don't later yourself to death. Like, so yeah, that's it. So let me run through my to don't list real quick. And then you got some stuff that you got to put on there. You got to put, like, don't eat 6 freaking cookies in a setting. Don't, I can't even think. Play too much video games. Go to the mall and don't go to any other stores in the stores that you're supposed to go to, because the mall can end up being a 4-hour event. So let me go down the list real quick, come back, and then we'll get in there. Number 1, don't check boxes. I'm sorry, like the box checking thing is fully toxic. It's going to cause you problems, and it's going to reinforce the negative thoughts you have about yourself. Rich and a couple other people were talking to Kevin in the Discord this week, and that was the thing that Kevin was feeling bad about not being able to get back in his game, and what that comes from is feeling like he needs to check a box. You don't want to do that. That kind of stuff completely reaffirms your negative thought. It crushes your self-image. It causes toxic guilt. All right, don't call something a distraction unless you know what it's distracting you from. Now, again, your to-don't list might be different from mine. These are some of mine. I'm just going through and just trying to remember what I'm saying, right? Don't be reactive. The hell with reactive. Don't do reactive work. Reactive work is like something happens and then you decide you got to do something right away, and you might not need to. Sometimes you got to let it marinate. You have to let it linger, right? Make some reflective time instead of reactive time. Okay. You got to be careful that your what you were calling distraction sources become internally triggering, and they cause you to just go hard the other way, and it's not really the way it should work. Don't spend too much time on your to-do list, right? As a matter of fact, it's up to me. I'm gonna tell you, don't do a to-do list, do a calendar people, do more, come up with a scheduling system, do things on the schedule, and makes every Wednesday at XYZ time, the Creators Pod is recording that dope new podcast they're doing. Every Tuesday at noon, Katie and I are recording the flow. Those are different than a to-do list, right? The flow is not on my to-do list. The flow is on my calendar. Okay, calendars make a big difference. Don't spend too much time on your to-do list. Do not ignore yourself. Do not ignore your family. Do not have peeves as pets, Doc. Do not have peeves as pets. Do not try to be flawless. Don't fester on decisions. Don't fester on mistakes. And number one stunner, don't later. If you got to do something, do it now. You can put things off, put it on the calendar. But I'll do this later, not going to work. I have something bothering me right now that I didn't finish doing because I kept latering it. And now I need to go and do it so that I can get it off my later list, because the later list is driving me crazy. Let me dive into the comments over here. My man Sean says, like Gary Vee says, phone is a new TV. It absolutely is. And prior to TV, it was magazines, right? And prior to magazines, it was books. And prior to books, it was spending time at the circle where the orator spoke. Like, there has always been groupthink distractions as long as humans have been history. Good point. Will, can you please step into my office? Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you, Gretchen. Welcome back. Right? Social media has been such a blessing to many, but it has also made many socially. And you know what? Those socially and culturally clueless people were going to be socially and clueless no matter what. Social media was not the cause of it, it was the street, right? Social media did not start their journey. They were on that journey earlier. You could have decided to become a critical thinker when you were in college, when they were teaching you how to be a critical thinker, right? You could have decided to become a critical thinker in the 6th grade. Your parents may not have taught you that, but I'm sure every one of you at some point in your life has heard somebody talk about critical thinking, and you had an opportunity to become a critical thinker at that point, and you haven't done it. You know what? Forgive yourself. Even if today you're not a critical thinker, stop that and become a critical thinker. I have friends right now who I love to death who absolutely lack all versions of critical thinking because they believe in so many of the disassociative tropes about the world. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I feel bad for them and I want to correct them. But you know what? I'm probably not going to. Until they decide to become critical thinkers, it's never going to work. Right? Self-awareness is 100% the key, my man. 100% the key. Thank you, Kills. I'm trying to give you all this money. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tones. Absolutely appreciate you. Yes, there definitely needs to be more kindness. So, again, you can be like, you know what? Social media sucks. I'm going to go spread some kindness on the day. Some of you guys right now got like 4 or 5 puppies. You know what? Don't post any more food. Just post puppies. Puppies always work. Anybody that has a newborn, like, just start posting newborn. Right? You guys fix all of the freaking yays in the world when you roll across a puppy post or a newborn post or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Takes a lot of strength to be a gentle person. My man Ashley, good to see you, mate. Man, that's been the same long before. Take social media out of this sentence. Dave, you know I'm gonna call it like I see it. And you know I love you, so I'm gonna tell you this. This is very narrow thinking. Right? It's very, very narrow thinking. I want you to take the word social media out and change it to religion. I want you to take the word social media out and change it to television. I want you to take the word social media out and change it to books, radio, music. Every one of those sentences works. Every one of those sentences work. Social media is not it. It's the current thing that everybody is blaming stuff on because it is easy to put blame on something else instead of to take responsibility. I, Doc Rock, am response able. I am able to respond. It is my response ableness on how I let something react to me. Right? When someone says something absolutely heinous on social media, like I get in comments every once in a while, somebody would come in and they would use one of them slurs. And I just go, ha, cute, picking, no sweat. It is like water off the back of a freaking tadpole. I'm hydrophobic. I don't react to that. It doesn't affect me. I can't say that I've seen a triggering social media post or a triggering comment in forever. I will respond to them. I will laugh at them. I will make fun of them. Sometimes I'll share it with my tight crew to let them see the dumbness that people say, but they don't get to me. I've told his brother this to his face, and I'll say it again. One of my dearest friends, he still gets bothered by the comments. And I never thought in my life, in my 50-something years of life, I never thought I'd be able to say being called all of those effed up racist things as a kid is a superpower because YouTube comments don't affect me. Wow, talk about privilege. What a privilege it is to be offended by comments on YouTube because you never got those hateful comments as a child. That's a privilege. All the females in here are like, what? You got a negative comment? I've been getting negative comments since I started to grow boobs. I'm not trying to be an a-hole. That's just facts. So, men of a certain melanin content, you never got negative comments until social media came around. Now it's bad. Oh, bro, that's been our life. That's been our life. And I'm not trying, again, not trying to be an a-hole. Those are just facts. Every BPOC in here, every person that's, rocks the rainbow flag, every person of color, like every female, every person with a special ability, like we've been hearing this dumb crap all our lives. So when we get a comment on YouTube about something, we just laugh. Nobody told us we were special. So nah, man, I'm telling you, it's how you react to it is up to you. That's a decision. That is an absolute decision on how you react to it. I just ignore it. I ignore it. I know it's there, and I put it somewhere in safekeeping so that I'm not blind or I'm not Pollyanna-ish about the world, but I don't give it my time or my attention, right? It doesn't foster my purpose, and I intentionally don't look at it. Purpose and intent. That's it. Cultivate what reaches you to curate yourself. Say it again, Kills. Come on now. Say it again. Now I don't want to know which one Sean went through, but I can just imagine, right? You can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves. Thank you so much, man. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. If you bang your head, you're going to get as a concussion. Very true. Paul has had to listen to these gripes because Paul is my moderator. Paul is my sounding board. Paul has had to listen to these gripes forever. Vic, what's up, mommy? How you doing? If I had later, I would have missed out on some amazing experience. Exactly. And one of my favorite words is Oaxaca because most people look at the spelling and don't know what it is. Cookies. Yes. Don't eat anything bigger than my head. Oh, that gives me a lot of leeway. I got a big ass head. Don't plan to record a video to Doc later today and then realize it's fireworks night in the UK. Come on, Ma. I can't wait to hear your Christmas song. I think it's going to be dope. There you go. Thank you, fam. Thank you, fam. Man, okay. Holy goodness. Silverhead Fitness. Welcome to the show. Listen tightly. Everybody in here age 42 and higher, my Gen X plus people. I mean, everybody in here, 42 to 60, we're like Gen X. Everybody slightly older than that, you're Gen X plus, and then the Paul generation, whatever. We have a superpower. Listen to me closely. Write it down if you haven't already developed it. Every one of us has a massive superpower because somewhere around the age of like 42 to 45, you discover, I don't give a. And once you learn to discover, I don't give a as a superpower, oh my God, it's uplifting. I live for the moments when I watch my friends that are, that millennial age, when I watch them work their way into discovering the I don't give a F. I had one that just turned 42 the other day and had the realization about a month ago and called me up and was like, dang, you're right. And I'm like, what? It doesn't matter. I know. I've been trying to tell you that, but you young bucks can't get it. You young bucks are busy trying to have all the things and do all the things because of the comparative lifestyle. And then one day it will crush your soul. And then your new soul will wake up, wrinkled AF, slightly drunk, pain in the knees, and you'll go, I don't give a. If you're Eileen, you had a I don't give a French toast moment. But the minute it hits you, everybody who's under that age of 42 is listening. When it catches you, please call Uncle Doc. Call me on my phone directly, DM me, ring my social buzzer, Discord me, whatever, and be like, I found it. You're like, found what? I found my gigantic bucket of. When you find your bucket of, let me know because it is blessed. It is like better than your first orgasm. It is the truth. I got a new attitude. I love that. I'm telling you, I love that. Thank you, Summerhead Fitness, for reminding me of that because I try to tell it to the Bucks all the time, man. I'm like, man, the minute you find it, whoo, that giant bucket is amazing. I'm gonna start selling it. I'm gonna start selling a big 5-gallon empty bucket with written on the side and be like, here it is, a giant bucket of. I'm gonna go make one of them today. It is an empty bucket of F's. Yes, I'm telling you, it's the greatest. What's up, Brady? What's up, family? Good man, this weather over here got my sinuses tripping. Thank you. Gretchen, it's funny to me because I think in the last year, I got to watch you embrace it more. I think you might have always had it, but I got to watch you embrace it more, right? One of our people is not here today, but if my maths out correctly, Glenda's actually older than you, but I don't think she found that bucket yet, right? So that's a talk for the group, but I'll say it out here. I don't think she found that bucket yet, and I would literally like to send her a freaking case, a pallet of those buckets. You know what I'm saying? A pallet of those buckets. Thank you, Miss Eileen. Thank you. Thank you. Right, Dave? I'm telling you, man, it's the best skill ever. It is literally the best skill ever. Fam, I just really wanted to come and talk to you guys real quick. Um, it is yes, it is 100% one of those things, and I just know that I watch people in my community beat themselves up over not getting something done right all the time. I watch people, doing just saying crazy. Me and Aubrey, we have this fight once a month. That's why I love her because every time I get to have this fight with her, and it reminds me that I got to remind you guys that you know, you still got this, man. You just got to keep going. You really do. But uh oh, I wanted to show you guys something before I dip. And this is something we'll probably talk about on the stream at some point. I want to go deeper on this because I still think it doesn't stick. And it was super funny because I got to listen to the latest couple table, and I like what Tom and Heather did this time. They they recorded it and then they just hung out in the chat with us. And Tom is definitely one of those people that I love to death, but he gets really really upset about things in the world that I wish I could give him my bucket of I just want to buy one for my brother. I might actually make one and mail it to him as a joke because yeah, I really wish he could get it cuz he deserves it. That person cares so much about making sure everybody else is okay that he deserves a giant bucket of. And I've been saying to you guys, anybody that's listened to me, I always negate. It's okay. You don't have to agree with me, right? So I want to hear anybody in the comments. You can say what you want to say. I'm going to ignore you. You don't have to agree with me. You could take this any way, shape, or form. But I have been saying for quite a long time that there is absolutely 112% no such thing as creative burnout. It doesn't exist. That is a bunch of BS created by people that are looking for drama. It doesn't exist. So I was in the stream the other day and Justin Brown came on, and even Justin agreed with me about the fact that there's no creator burnout. Right? We had this conversation. We were doing the flow, and then Jared and I were talking about it. And so many people have clamped onto this and has learned. Sorry, Michelle. Sorry, Michelle got me. This is my favorite saying to this day. 2 deers in the bucket. Step up to the stage, 12 gauge. Still, I think it's from House Party. Still one of my favorite things. Anyway, so many people have clamped onto this, and many of the other like mental health brands that they don't really have. And number one, you should stop it because talking about your OCD tendencies like you have it is somewhat dismissive to someone that actually has OCD. OCD is not being able to walk out of your house until you lock and unlock the door 12 times to the point where it becomes debilitating and you stay in the house. Like fear of going outside is a real debilitating habit. Claiming toxic introvertedness as a superpower is not the same thing. They're not. Now, you can be introverted. I say it's better to be ambivert. Stop owning things that are bad for you. If your introvertedness is not helping you move your needle because you know you need to get out more, you know you need to talk more, you know you need to be present more, then stop being an introvert. Start working on how to be an ambivert. I am a highly functional ambivert. I can get into a group of people and shine. I can also be in the house by myself and shine. I love both. Loving one or the other is not helpful to you. And if you have an actual anxiety about it, talk to someone. Get help. Because we don't live in a world that allows you to be by yourself like that. So anyway, when this post came across my feed, I just loved it. Right? Gary said, changing your mind is a strength. It is okay to slow down, to take a break, or rethink your professional ambitions if you're not feeling it. We judge ourselves too much, right? So instead of burnout, let's call it I changed my mind. That's more accurate. I changed my mind is far more accurate than it's burnout. I have said to the group over and over again, if you decide you can't be a creator, dope. Just tell us the truth. I can't be a creator. I'm not it. This is not for me. What I can be is of assistance to you guys. What I can be is helpful. But in our group, we're learning how to grill steak. If you're a vegan, don't come over here hanging out with us and distracting us and causing problems because you're a vegan. Our group is cooking steak. There are plenty of groups for vegans. Please don't take that literally. Kathy is one of the best vegan chefs in the planet, and she's at my group. Okay, it's an explanation, right? If you're not a real deal Holyfield creator, it's dope. If you find out already, I don't want to be a real deal Holyfield creator, it's dope. Let us know. We will have a big party for you. We will stop everything and have a party for you so that you can comfortably forgive yourself. We forgive you. Maybe you're a better facilitator. Maybe you can help people with their calendar or their schedule. You can help people with their toxic to-do list. Maybe you're a better facilitator. And we're cool with that. We need that. Some of us need personal assistance. Some of us need Paul to remind us to put the stream up. You know? That's what I'm saying. I just say too many people are getting toxic creator diseases because that excuse sounded way more polished than the excuse you already had. That shit gotta stop. It just does. It's not helpful to you. So I just want to thank Gary for giving me a better way of explaining there's no such thing as creative burnout. Like, I might go deep on this at some day. I know it's going to cause a fight. So I'm ready for that fight. I'm really willing to debate anyone on that. And I'm willing to be told wrong. If I can be proved wrong, I'll take it. I'm not that much of a hard dick about it. I'll take it. But I think a whole bunch of y'all be clamping on to things like that and imposter syndrome. And I'm gonna make a list. That's what I'm gonna make a list of the crazy things people say to themselves and start believing. Yes, it should be a power we embrace. It absolutely should be a power we embrace. I think that the two biggest people that could change the world right now is older people and younger people. Younger people have already started to prove that they can go fully well without adopting the toxic thoughts of their parents. And then some of the older people can come back and be like, you know what? I made it to 60 plus. I was wrong. There's nothing wrong with this type of people, nothing wrong with that type of people. I'm not scared. And I'm also, you know what? I'm legit sick of everybody blaming everything on the media. Just stop. If you find a way to blame something on a large body of people and take no I can't even think of the word. Take no responsibility. Can't take no responsibility yourself. That other thing is not the problem, is you. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. I'm seriously going to start putting labels on empty buckets. Yes, right. So nothing else can go in it. Yes, yes, because you need a fifth business. There you go, Brady. Do what you love what you do. That's how one of our superpowers. Right. Yeah, stop owning things just because your brain will believe you and start acting accordingly. 100%. Whatever gets the focus starts to get the attention. Like I've said this before, and I don't think people really understand that, but it is true. It is really, really true. Like a lot of times, whatever we focus on, that's where our attention goes. And I guess the other thing to remember is everything is temporary. I'm gonna say it again. Everything is temporary, and if you put your attention on something, that's where your energy is going to flow to. Even the people who try to run away from social media because it's going to give them solace, you know what they do? They spend a lot of time. This is going to be so funny. I swear to God, I'm gonna leave after this. I want you to check out this recipe closely, and every time you see it, a little sparkle is going to tickle in your head. There are people who have made. Okay, let me fix this. Two types of people. This type, this type. There are people who made a conscious decision not to be on social media because they believe the lie that social media is bad and is ruining society. In that section of people, A does exactly that and tells everybody that like it's a freaking cape, and now they're super anti-social media person, and they spend 5 minutes at every party talking about how they're not on social media because social media is bad and social media is ruining society. They spend talks every time somebody tells them that their kid is head down in the phone or whatever. They tell everybody, we don't allow that in our house. All the phones got to go in the drawer when they come in the house. At dinner table, there's no phones, and blah, 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 blah. Right? They wear the badge and they tell everybody about it, and they walk around, and it becomes a consumption of their life. They probably spend an hour a day telling everybody why they don't do social media with their chest out. And then the other side, they do it and they keep it to themselves and they don't say nothing. So you don't know they're not on social media because they're not on social media, and they don't even tell anybody they're on social media. They just do it. Which one of those you think is better? If you want to be that person, be that person. Because this one, you're full of crap. You're just looking for another reason to gain attention for yourself. And you know the best place to gain attention for yourself? Social media. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Yes, Vic, I tell you what, the people who actually have ADHD get really irritated by all of the people that claim to have it. Because it's not cool. It is not something that you should claim to have. It is not cool at all. Yep, it all goes back to critical thinking, man. 100%. Right, Brady? You know what I'm saying, right? It's like they're the people that don't eat red meat. They don't eat meat at all. They're vegans and they're quiet about it. They just eat what they eat. When you go out to dinner and they offer you a steak or whatever, they be like, "Oh, sorry, man, I don't really eat that." You know, one of my really close people is legit celiac. Cannot have gluten. Does not walk around making videos and posts and blogs about their gluten-free lifestyle. Matter of fact, is kind of pissed off that he can't have gluten. It's something that just happened. Celiac happened. And he does not go around bragging to everybody that he's gluten-free. He does not go around telling everybody that he's gluten-free. He ain't never made a post about it. We go out to dinner. He looked quietly at the menu. And when he orders last, he not whispers, but like talks at a personal level to the waiter. "Oh, by the way, do you happen to have any gluten-free options?" And they go, "Oh, yeah, we got this, 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 and this." Or there's little symbols on the menu now. And just order something. And unless you ask, he's never going to tell you. Half the people that wear the badge does not even know how to define gluten. They can't even tell you what it is. I'm just saying, this crap got to stop. It's got to stop. If you want to wear a badge called productive as fuck. Wear that badge. And with that, I'll see y'all in class. Coming to class. Anybody shows up to class today with that badge, I swear to you, extra points. Gang. If you haven't already, I dropped this product this week. Let me explain to you about it real quick. We fixing to do this. Man, I hate when I have to do this. Come over here, bam. That makes it work every time. I dropped this class. It is on Create Better Life. Createbetter.life is I had a domain issue this week. I bought all the damn domains. So even if you accidentally type create a better life, that will work. I'm still fixing the DNS. But anyway, createbetter.life, createbetter.live, because I know some of y'all can't spell. I'm making this class. It's a hosted class about mastering interviews. If you do interview-oriented live streams or podcasts, things that you might have to do for work or church or whatever, I am making this mastering interviews class, and I'm telling you, we're going to have fun. This first cohort ought to be a blast. I'm doing the first one as cohort-oriented because I want that direct feedback from my students. I want to watch what my students are going through, so I will adjust it. If you're not a scheduled class person because, you haven't figured out your schedule yet, that's cool. There probably will be a recorded option, but for right now, I want to do the first one where I can see the look on Kevin's face while we work, because Kevin is already signed up. So thank you all of the people that's already signed up. I appreciate you. But you could pop over here, and there's a class. There's some sales going on. So right now, $298 is the real price, but there are some sales going on. So if you go in and let me kick you to one of the links for one of the sales. Let me see. If you chop this off, dun, 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 and just go to the very beginning, scroll down here, and click this bad boy here in the purple, you can catch the pre-Black Friday sale. The early bird pricing has already dipped. There we go. There's the pre-Black Friday sale happening right here. I need to go up here and change this bad boy. All right, I'll fix that today. Anyway, so nobody come and make fun of this picture. I look like I am in BTS's bodyguard. But yes, come and check it out. I appreciate you. If you want to be down, be down. If not, that's cool. I'm not gonna be sad at you. I really appreciate anybody that wants to come and join us. We are gonna have fun, as Kevin said, and there will be, if this course is not the course for you, share it with somebody who it might be the course for. And don't worry, I got a lot of more courses coming up. If there's courses that you want to see get done, drop me a line. There's 1,000, 50, 100 ways to contact me. You know why? Because I'm on social media. Because I'm not a... See. Let's come. Can't wait to see y'all. I'm super fired up. Class is going to be dope today. And guess what, Luis? 9/12. I'm telling you, it just keeps happening, bro. It just keeps happening. I love you guys. And you notice today we had no intro. So I'm curious what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think about diving straight in, skip the intro, and saving it for the end. I'm just absolutely curious. Okay? Holla at your mans. I love you guys. I'll see you in class.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine.